Hi, this is Marloomz Creations, and today I'm going to show you how to create Vidia from Tinkerbell on your loom. Vidia is not a very difficult creation, but she is a little bit time consuming because you have to make all of her hair, her wings, and her dress, and the actual little pieces. So it's just a couple pieces, and then once she's put together, you'll see it's really not that much. It's not that bad. So we're going to begin by making her hair and her wings and her skirt and then some pieces of her arms and legs, and then we'll attach them all once we have everything on the loom. For today you're going to need 60 skin bands, 62 of the color that you want your wings to be, and I am using Rainbow Loom's glitter bands and the pink color of it. There's like a light purple and there's a pink. That's the color that I chose. And I like the way that looks better because it has more shimmer to it. So 62 of the wings and 81 of the fuchsia bands. And then fuchsia is this one, the one that's on her legs and her shoes. And then 100 black bands, and it's a lot of black bands because I happen to like her hair to be very thick. If you want to use less hair, you can do that as well, but if you're doing it the same way, then it is 100 black bands and then 112 purple bands. And it sounds like a lot, but once you make it, you'll see it's really not that bad. And so let's get started with making some of her pieces and to make Vidia. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make her hair. So this is what her hair is going to look like, and these are 4 pieces. I already pre-made some. I pre-made 2 wings, 1 arm, 1 leg, and you're going to need to make, if you're doing it like me, you're going to need 6 strands. So these are 4, and I'm going to make 2 with you. What you're going to do is just grab your black bands, and the loom is not long enough for the hair. I went down 14 times. I actually did these on my hook. So you can use your loom and then take it off and then add extra, or you can make the length of her hair whatever you want. If you just want the length of her hair, the length of your loom to make it a lot easier for you, then you can do that as well. So what you can do is just go down the loom first using a single black band. So that's the 7th one, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And now the loom only gives you 12, so you can add 2 extra, or you can just leave her link to her hair just 12 bands. That's okay as well. And then once you have done that, you are going to cap that with a single, wrap it around 4 times, and then just reach in where the cap band is and loop that forward. You don't have to watch this part. And this is just basic looping with a basic chain. Once you have done that, you can remove it. Again, if you want the hair just to be the length of your loom to make it easier for you, you can. For my video, I added 14, so I would just grab another single, bring it through, and then another single, and bring it through. And then you can place it on the last peg, or if you have a spare hook, it's probably a good time to use it. There are a lot of pieces. What I did was I broke a skewer in half, and I used that for her skirt, or you can use a coffee stir, and I placed them on that. So it depends. You can use anything you want, or you can, if you have a spare loom, you can place the pieces on a spare loom. So that's one link, and again, you're going to need to make, you're going to need 6 of them. So make the rest of the links of the hair and the desired length that you want. Make 6 links though, and then we'll get to the next step. We're going to again be using the black bands, and we're just going to make the little hairs that come out the side, and we could have done that before, and it's just going to be a single band, and you're going to go down 4 times, and you would do that twice. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then you're going to cap that, and you would do that a second time. I'm not going to make a second one because I already have one pre-made, but you need 2 of those, one on each side of her face. Then take a single and cap that, and then once you have capped it 4 times, reach in and loop forward, and that would be placed on both sides of her hair. Her face. So far you should have made all the links to her hair. And now you're going to make the sides of her like bangs or the little hairs that are loose on the side. So once you have done that, then we're going to begin by making her arms and her legs. So to make the arms, you are going to grab your skin bands, and you're going to go down the loom 4 times using double bands. So 2 bands at a time, and then just go down using 2, and actually you're going to go down 5 times. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then once you have done that, you're going to do the same thing right next to it. That would be the second arm, and you're going to cap them, wrapping that skin band a single. These are all double, and this is a single, the cap, and then you're going to reach in and loop forward, and this will be one of Vidia's arms. So definitely make a second one. And then again, you can take this off. And this one doesn't really need to be placed on anything because it should stay as long as you don't do what I just did. If you have a spare hook, you can put it on there if you want all the pieces. So I'm just going to place it with the other ones. And then the other thing is, now we're going to make her leg, and then we're going to do the wings. So for her leg, I'm going to be using the Rainbow Loom fuchsia bands, and you're going to start off using 3 fuchsia bands at a time. So grab 3 and place 3 here, and then back with the skin bands, and you're going to use 3 at a time as well. So it's 3 fuchsia, 3 skin, another 3 bands of the skin tone, and then another 3, and these are all 3 bands, and then you're ending it with 3 fuchsia bands, and then once you have that set up, you're going to take a single and wrap it around that peg 4 times, and then you would do the exact same thing next to it. The 3 fuchsia followed by 3 sets of the skin, and then that fuchsia at the end again. Then you would reach in where the cap band is and loop it forward. And again, I'm only making 1 because I already pre-made the other. And that is one of Vidia's legs, and I have the other one. And now we are going to make her wings. So we need to make 4 pieces. We have 2 that are larger than the other 2. The top ones are longer and the bottom are shorter. I'm going to show you how to make one long one, one short one, and then you can rewind the video and make the other long one and the other short one. You do need 2 sets. So I'm going to be using the pink bands from Rainbow Loom, the glitter actually. And you're going to take a single band, and the top of your loom should be in the staggered configuration. So just place a single on those 3, and then grab 2 bands of the same color and place 2 here 2 here, and another 2. You're going to go down 3 times on each side. And then another 3 here. I'm sorry, 2 bands and another 3 going down, I meant. So 2, 2, and another 2. So this top one was a single, and then these are all double. Then grab another 2 bands and place it on these 3 like this. Then grab a single and wrap it around itself and cap off these 3. And then another single, wrap it around itself and cap off these 3. And now we're just going to add the cap band on here. On this one, wrap a single 4 times around. And I'm not going to loop it because now this is considered the long wing because it's 1, 2, 3 down, and I'm going to show you how to do the short wing. So again, grabbing a single, and you can use any of the 3 pegs. I just skipped this one so it doesn't confuse me. So this is a single, and I put it on those 3. And again, using double bands. This time we're only going down 2 times on each side. 2 times again. And then using double bands again, wrap it around these 3. So it should look like that shape, like an upside down triangle. And then grab another single band and wrap it around itself and place it on these 3. Then take another single and grab the single and wrap it around this peg 4 times. So this is what your little wing should look like and your larger. So let's begin with the little wing, and looping it is actually identical on both wings, so it doesn't matter, but you're going to reach under the cap, and there's 2 bands here, so you're going to just grab 1 band first, and you can either bring it to the left or the right, it does not matter, and then grab the other and bring it to the other peg. So that's what yours should look like, and then you're going to reach in here, grab these 2, loop forward, reach in here, grab these, loop forward, and then this is the holding band. You're going to push that back, grab the bottom 2 and loop forward. Same here, enter the peg and push that band back, grab the bottom 2, loop forward. Now this is a good time to grab a spare hook, or if you have a spare loom, to place the wings on something because the wings will come apart. Now you're going to enter this peg and place it to the middle, and grab this one and place to the middle. And now I'm going to show you what I mean. So I'm just going to remove this. And if you let go of this, it will come apart. So that's why I like to place it on a spare hook or something thin. So this is 1 tiny wing. And now we're going to do the same on this one. Reach in where the cap band is, grab only 1 band, and loop it to that peg. Grab the other band, loop it to this peg. Reach in here, loop forward, reach here, loop forward. So you should have looped both those sides. Then make sure that when you enter this peg, you're pushing this band back. Grab those 2 bands and loop forward. The same here, push back, grab those 2 bands and loop forward. Reach in here, grab the bottom 2 and loop. And then finally grabbing these 2 and bringing them to the middle. And then I'm just going to remove it. And there is my larger wing and my smaller wing. So this would look like that. And then you're just going to do the exact same thing. You can rewind the video and make another large one and another small one because you need 2 for each side. And then once you have done that, I will then show you how to make Vidia's skirt. So for Vidia's skirt, I am going to show you how to make a couple of the links, and I have pre-made some. And I am going to do one set with you, and then you will have to make the rest, and I will show you what I'm talking about. So gather your purple bands and your fuchsia bands. And what you're going to do is you're going to grab a single purple and go down your loom only 5 times. Now if you have 2 looms, you can cheat. You can use 2 looms and make the skirt a lot faster. So that's 5, and then you're going to skip that, go to the next peg, and go down 5 times as well. And now we're doing the same thing on the second row. Again, skipping 1, going down, only 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I did 5, and then make sure the bands are not connected to these 2 pegs. Another 5, 5 here, 5 here, and then again on this side, 5. And if you have 2 looms, you can do the same thing on a second loom, and then it will just make it a lot faster to make the skirt. So now what you're going to do is you're going to cap each one. You're going to cap the ends with a single band and wrap it around 4 times. So that's 1. Cap the middle and wrap it around only 4. And then the bottom. And then the last one. And now we're going to loop them, but as we loop, I'm going to just loop 2 of them and then show you how to make a pair. And this is what I mean by a pair. So you're going to reach in where the cap band is and just loop them forward. And then loop a second one. And once you have looped 2, you're going to take your hook and remove both of them together and grab a fuchsia band and slide it through both of those purple bands, and then that is a set. So you're going to need 9 sets of these. And I already made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 7th. And then 2 more will make the 8th, and the 2 other ones will make the 9th. So altogether you need 9 pairs of these. So this is 1 pair. And then again, I'm going to do the other 2 with you to show you. So you're going to loop forward. And this is why I said if you have a spare loom, it's easier because you can make them faster. And then I looped 2, and I'm going to grab 2 and place them together. Grab the fuchsia band and slide it through and grab the other link on my hook. and that is the second set. And then finally the last pair. Grab the loop, and then the other one. Again, grab a fuchsia band. Oops, that came apart. So you have your pair, and then you grab the fuchsia band, slide it through, and place it on your hook. So now I have altogether 3. We made 3. So doing all that makes 3 pairs altogether, and you need 9 pairs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now I finished mine. So after you did the 3, you're going to make 6 more. And make all of those, and again, if you have a spare loom, you can place all of your little pieces to the skirt on this side, because all we need is one side to finish off the skirt. And if you don't, you can use a spare hook or the skewer that I used, or anything thin that you can fit those onto. So finish those pieces, and then I will show you the next step. Now we're going to make the skirt, and you're going to take 2 fuchsia bands at a time, and going down your loom, you're going to go down 10 times using double bands. So using 2 bands at a time, and then go down 10 times. And you do need an S-clip for this project, or a C-clip, it really doesn't matter. I prefer the S-clip for this one though. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is my 10th one. And now what you're going to do is grab the little pairs that you made, the little sets, and one by one you're going to place them on your loom. You're skipping, however, the first peg and the last peg. So you're not placing any of the little loops on the first and the last. So we're going to place it on the second. And now on the next one. On this one. And you could do it with your finger as well, doesn't matter. And then the last one. So you should have the last peg and the first peg available, meaning there's nothing on, it should be empty, there's nothing on them. So now you're going to take another fuchsia band and wrap it around the last peg only 3 times. And then you can loop. So we're going to reach in where the cap band is and push back those bands that we wrapped around only 3. Grab the bottom 2 and loop forward. And then we're going to reach in here and push everything back and just grab the bottom 2. Make sure you are grabbing 2 bands though. Same here. Grab the 2 and loop forward. Reach in, and you're pushing the band that holds those purple bands. Grabbing the bottom 2 only. And be careful that you are grabbing the right band, otherwise it will come apart. and then the last one, and we loop forward. And then this is where you grab the S-clip or C-clip. I only have a C-clip with me right here, so that's what I'm going to use. And I'm just going to take it off. And this is your skirt. And I'm going to place all of those links, those rubber bands, on my S-clip or C-clip, and then I'm going to connect it to the 3 loops that we use as cap band. So we have these bands and now these. And that is Vidia's skirt. So now we have completed all of the pieces. You should have 6 links of her hair, 2 of the side pieces of her hair, 2 pieces of her arm, 2 leg pieces, and 4 pieces of her wings. And now we can actually make the Vidia doll. To begin to make Vidia, you're going to use your black bands, and you're going to grab 2 at a time. Make sure your loom is set up in the staggered configuration, and place 2 here. And then another 2 here. Two here, and 2 here. Now switch to your skin bands, and you're going to place 2 here, and we're just using 2 bands the rest of the way. These are skin bands. Then you're going to take from this peg and turn in, and turn in. And you can fill the rest of the middle with her skin bands also. And now we're going to make the neck. So 2 bands here. The left and the right shoulder. And then over here, skin band in the middle. Now switch to your fuchsia bands, or whatever color you chose for your doll. This is the color that I chose. And you're going to go down 4 times on this side and this side using that color. Same thing here, 4 times. So you went down 4 and 4, and you went to the left and the right with the skin bands and 1 in the middle. And now in the middle, you're going to go down 3 times using purple bands. So 2 purple here, 2 purple. In case you can't see because the lighting is bad, and 2 purple over here. So this is what yours should look like so far. And then you're going to take your fuchsia bands again, and from this peg you're going to place it on that peg on the outside, and from the middle to the outside. So that's what yours should look like. And now grab your purple bands again and go down 2 times on each row. So 2 there, 2 in the middle, and 2 on this side. And again, it's using 2 bands all the time. So we used 2 bands and went down 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 on each row. Again, using another 2 purple bands, you're going to go from that middle peg right here and go to this peg outside, and this one to this one. So this is your setup so far. And now we're going to make her legs. grab 3 fuchsia bands and place 3 here, and another 3 right here. And again, 3 fuchsia bands right here, and 3 bands right here. So these are 3 bands at a time, 3 and 3. The rest were just 2. And now what we can do is start to add the little pieces. So I'm going to add her legs first. And make sure you're grabbing all these 3 loops here and the 3 here. And just place her leg on the bottom. And then the other one. Place her leg right here. And you want to make sure that all 3 loops are on that peg. So you should have placed the, and see, look, mine came off. So you should have 6 loops on there, and then place it on here. And just push them down. And then we can add her wings first. The wings go first because the arms go over them. So let's add the wings, and you're going to add the longer one on the top. So let me remove them. I'll just slide them down this way. Well, this is the small one, so let me take this one off. So here's the long one, and make sure, maybe you want to put it on your finger to be safe, make sure that you have every loop. If you lose a loop, it's going to come apart. So here is the larger wing, and you're going to place it on that peg right here. And then the smaller one is going to go right underneath it. And the same thing, the larger one goes on the top. Make sure you have every loop. And then the smaller one on the bottom. So that you have the legs and the wings, and now you can place Vidia's arms over this peg right here. So here's her arm, and you're going to place it on this peg right here where the large wing is. And then the same thing on this one where the large wing is. And we can now place the little pieces of her hair. So I'm going to take 2 links at a time and place 2 on here. So it's 2 per of these 3 pegs. It's 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. And that's how I feel like her hair becomes thicker that way. Again, I'm taking 2 at a time, and I'm placing it on this one. And then finally, the last 2, and placing it on this one. So she's looking like a person, finally. For her eyes, you have a choice to use beads. I'm going to be using beads. Or if you don't have beads, don't worry. You can use, actually you have 2 options. You could either use beads, a black band wrapped around your hook, or you can use my cut perler bead trick where you cut a perler bead in half, and that can also make good eyes. So say you don't have either one of those, you're going to take a single band and wrap it around your hook 4 times, and then you're going to take that and grab another single black band and wrap it around your hook 4 times. So that's 2 sets. And then grab a skin band, the skin band that matches your doll, and you're going to pull all of those onto that single band. And that will be her eyes. For today, I'm just going to be using my pony beads. I like the way the pony beads look, and they're tiny enough that my band slides right through them. And then once I have them on, I place it on these 2 pegs right here, and then I separate the eyes, grab the top band and bring it over this peg. So the eyes go on the second peg. Now grab a single skin band and place it on these 3 bands right here. These 3 pegs. 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to be placing the holding bands. So you're going to take your fuchsia band and take a single and wrap it around itself and place it on these 3. So where her leg is, right here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's the 6th one up. Again, a single, wrap it around itself on these 3. And then again, another single, wrap it around itself on these 3. And that is all. You don't need anything for these 3. And then on the bottom, you do need one right here. So you can take a single and you can wrap it around itself, a purple. So I took a purple, wrapped it around itself, and place it on these 3 to match that part. And now we can loop her, and as far as the hair pieces, we add that as we loop. So that's why I placed the hair pieces to the side, and then I will show you what to do once we get to that part. Now it's time to loop Vidia. You're going to reach in where the bottom pegs are, and you are going to take your hook and push all the bands back that are holding her leg and grab all the 3 bands on the bottom. So you may want to hold on to her leg because it wants to pop off sometimes. And you're pulling up 3 fuchsia bands. Same thing here. Reach in, grab the 3 bands, loop forward. Same thing here. Reach in, grab these 3, loop forward. Grab these 3 and loop forward. And then you're going to reach into this peg, and you're grabbing these bands right here. There's the bottom set, and then there's this set. So that is what you're aiming for. You're going to reach in and grab those 2 and bring it to the middle peg. And then again, grab these 2. Grab too many. Okay, these 2 and bring it to the middle. And you should have 2 remaining bands at the bottom and 2 here. Now re-enter these 2 pegs, grab the bottom 2 and loop that forward. Same here, the bottom 2, loop forward. So we loop these 2 to the middle and these 2 up. Now reach in here, push everything back, grab the bottom 2 and loop forward. So you should have 3 teardrop shapes right here. Now enter this peg, and these triangle bands, you're always going to push them back. And you're going to loop that forward, loop this one forward, and loop this one forward. Here is the same thing with the fuchsia. You're going to grab these bands and leave the bottom set. 2, bring it to the middle, and then again these 2 and bring it to the middle. Now re-enter these 2 pegs yet again and grab the remaining 2 bands, and the same here. And again, this part, push everything back and just grab the bottom 2 and loop forward. Again, you should have 3 teardrop shapes. Reach in here, push the triangle band back, loop forward, push these bands down. It'll make it a lot easier when it's time to loop. So we loop this one, loop the middle, and now again pushing this band back, loop this one. So we have this one here, the middle, and this one. Just pull the wings to the side. You're going to enter here and push the triangle band back and the wings, and grab the 2 bands and loop forward. And again, we're just grabbing these 2 bands right here. So push the wings back, grab the 2 fuchsia bands and loop forward. And over here, you're going to be pushing the arms and the wings back and grabbing the 2 bottom skin bands. So first, let's loop this middle. You want to make sure you loop that middle one. Now enter here and push back the wings, and if you can't see what you're doing, you can turn your loom to the side, and then you can reach in and grab those 2 skin bands and bring it right here. Now if you feel that there's some tension, you can take your hook and go in a circular motion, and that will release the tightness of the band. And the same thing on here. Reach in, push everything back, only grabbing, I cannot get these things. These 2 skin bands, and I don't like the way they're tight, so I'm going to go in a circular motion, and now I pulled on it and released some of that tightness. Now you're going to enter here, push everything back, just grabbing the 2 bottom bands. Enter this peg, and you're only grabbing the top 2. And my top 2 go forward, and don't loop ahead of me because this is when we have to add the hair. And now we're going to loop the next 2. So we loop these 2 forward, the next 2 went to the left, and then my remaining 2 will go to the right. Now you're going to reach in here, push everything back, grab the bottom 2, and you're going to loop forward. Same here, grab the bottom 2 and loop forward. Mine is coming off. Okay. So now grab these and place them on your hook. And what you're going to do is, actually just do one at a time because mine is slipping. You're going to reach in under that skin band right here. There's that skin band, the eye band. You're going to push that back, grab the 2 black, and you're going to add that. You're going to slide this on and then loop. And you're going to do the same thing on this side. Place the little hair on your band, on your hook. Push this skin band back, grab the 2 black bands, and slide these 2 on and loop forward. And then reach in here in the middle, and you're going to loop this middle forward, and this hook gets stuck a lot. So we loop this one, and now we're going to reach in here, grab these 2 and loop forward. Now we're going to reach into this peg and grab the 2 black bands on the bottom and bring it to the middle. So you should have looped the middle of the face all the way, otherwise your doll will fall apart. Reach in here, push everything back except for the 2 bottom bands, loop to the middle. Now grab 2 more bands that are black, just to be safe, and take your hook and go through all those bands. Take 2 bands and pull them through, and don't do that. Let's try that again. Pull it through. And once you have pulled it through, you're going to pull on her hair, and you're going to take your hook and go through that loop. And once you went through the loop, you're going to grab the other 2 loops of the slip knot band and pull it through. And then you can create your slip knot underneath her hair. And the reason for 2 is in case it snaps, you have a second. And now you can remove her from the loom. I suggest not yanking her off after all this hard work. And just pull her off gently. Especially the part of the wings, you want to take that off gently. Off, and this is what yours should look like. She should have the little hair piece, and you can fix them. Her wings, you can adjust them. If you want your wing to have more of a pointy look, let me see if I have my other hook. I do. What I do is I take my hook and I go through the cap bands of the wing and I pull on it. And then it makes it more pointy. And the same on these. And the same on these two. And these two. And then they get more of that pointy look. And her chest area, what I do is I take my hook and I go through this band right here, just with the skin band. I pull it up just a little bit because it's a little bit too tight. And this band right here too, pull on it a little and pull on these a little. And then it will make it where it's not so tight. And then you can grab her skirt and you can open it up and just slide her in. And that slip knot that ended up being in the front, you can pull on her hair and slide it through the back, and then it'll be hidden. And you can use a slip knot to tie off her hair, or you can use a purple band and tie it. You can use anything you want. You can just put her hair in a ponytail. Just fix it, and this is how you create your little video doll. And I hope you enjoyed it, and if yours starts to curl up, just fiddle with it. Other than that, she should come out looking just like this. And here's the other one. And I hope it wasn't too difficult. And thank you so much for watching.